Well, in the past I did had a lot of goals in the past, but now for some reason I just stopped doing them completely and only focus on actions that I'm doing on a daily basis. I still have some goals, like for example record a video or just model something on a daily basis, but I don't have a long-term goals in order to actually succeed and feel like am I progressing or not. Just imagine doing something on a daily basis but not knowing the direction on where you're actually going. I mean, I don't have any clear vision where I will be, for example, in the next year, even in the next month. I have no idea where I'm gonna be. So that's what we're gonna fix. We're gonna use some techniques that I'm gonna share with you in this video while setting my own goals in this little like notebook, and gonna explain to you how to set your own goals while setting my own goals. So take your notebook, take your pencil, and we need to start. So first thing first, what you need to do is to set some big goal that you want to achieve at least in this year. If you want to go even longer, even further, you can take like 5-year goal or 10-year goal, whatever. Just set some goals in somewhere like in a long distant future. If you have no idea what will be in the next year, try to lower your expectations about how you would actually do something, for example, in the next month, of where you want to be and who you want to be at that moment. While setting some goals, try to actually set them not as I want to do this or I want to do that, but mostly I want to become this, or I want to achieve something by being this kind of a person. We need to develop some identity. And this idea I took from Atomic Habit by James Clear, where he simply explained that the change or the habit will be a lot more easier and a lot more actually last longer if you would change not the action but the identity, or means the person itself who is doing that. So right now, what we're gonna do is to just write down goals. And my goals right now will be a month-long goal. No. Firstly, we would actually pick from a distant future. I'm gonna try to lower those distant future, like for example, first year, in the next month, in the next week, and in the next day, for example. That's way I guess we would actually have somewhat clear of an idea. So let's start with the 1 year long goal. In a year long goals, you would actually try to minimize as much as possible and just try to pick something, only 1 or 2 or 3 as least as possible, depending on your brain type. I mean, if you're motivated to work on something a lot, if you really just get bored of something quite easily and just, you don't stick with something at one place, so I would suggest you just pick something a lot more bigger than that. For example, 5 goals or 6 goals, but just try to not make so much of them. Because if you would had so many goals, I guess you wouldn't achieve nothing. So the lower goals you have, the easier it will be. But if your brain type just gets bored really easily, just pick a little bit more than you just thing you would get. And if you have a lot of goals and you have no idea where to even start, for example, you have 20 or 60 goals that you want to do. I want to play the music, I want to learn how to draw, I want to learn how to talk in Japanese, I want to learn how to program, I want to learn how to program in JavaScript and in Python and in C++. That's all my actually goals. And if you have no idea how to pick one of them, I mean, or at least like some of them, try to write down in one list the goals that are absolutely crucial to you right now, or would be somewhat beneficial to you in a long run, or you would achieve them in a long run. I would talk about achievements in a little bit, but mostly just try to simply write down the goals, couple of them, that you would actually like a lot more priorities. And that after you wrote like from 20 goals that you wrote down, for example, 5 goals, well, what you need to do is to focus only on those 5 goals and completely ignore other 15 goals. This idea I took from Thomas Frank video, where he explained about goal setting, or simply I have too many goals, and that would be actually distracting for you if you have so much goals. So just try to pick as low as possible and just simply try to focus on your goals that you picked. So right now I'm gonna just try to write down every goal that we have. So I wrote down my 6-year-long goals. That's simply that how much I want to achieve, and I want to try to just simply achieve them. So first thing first is make 2 video games, then learn Japanese. Third is learn how to draw humans. Fourth is learn how to play an accordion. 5 is reach 50 subs on YouTube. 6 is learn JavaScript and Python. And right now, even though I wrote down those goals, we wouldn't just break down those to like monthly goals or like, you know, weekly goals or daily goals. First, what we would do is to break down those goals that we have right now, because as you can see, having that many goals is just too much, and every goal here is super vague. For example, learn how to learn Japanese. I don't think you would actually understand, like, did you learn Japanese enough or not enough, or just some of the goals are simply like goal oriented, just the end oriented, and doesn't actually like require you as a human, as your actions to just simply achieve them. For example, reach 50k on YouTube is not the thing that I can control. The only thing that I'm controlling is to make videos. So these are the type of goals that are just wrong, and you need to have some of the goals that are actionable and only you can achieve them, something that you can control and something that is not luck based. For example, make 2 video games is pretty much somewhat of a quite like clear idea. You need to make 2 games, and the only person who does this game is you, okay? Learn Japanese is the person who learns Japanese, but it's just too vague, and it's just too hard to understand what am I actually want to do. I mean, learn Japanese, how much is that actually means? I mean, do I need to understand, do I need to be as a native, or do I need to understand something like quite easily, or just I need to understand it quite like okay or something like this? No one knows. It's just not as clear as it could be. Learn how to draw humans is somewhat of a clear goal, but it doesn't have enough clarity, because you can learn how to draw anatomy, you can draw how to draw, for example, basic human beings, like from like super basic shapes, and is that gonna be like your goal? Did you actually achieve those goals or not? Well, it's actually hard to understand. So learn how to play on an accordion, it's still too vague. What I'm talking about is learn how to play on an accordion is not clear enough. We need to make it clear. Reach 50k subs is clear, but it's not our goals. I mean, we cannot actionably like reach 50k subscribers in just a year. I mean, just try to imagine you as a human being cannot actually achieve 50,000 subscribers on YouTube, because you are only one, and if you subscribe on yourself, that will be just 1 subscriber. And the other person that are subscribing to you, that to your action goals, actually this is the name like passive goals or something like that, something like this. Passive goals are the goals that you have no control over, and they are just simply external, and they are controlled by the external factors. So I would suggest you to just redo this or rewrite your goals if they are simply like you're not controlling them. Reach 50k subscribers on YouTube is just I cannot control it. No matter how much I would work, I can fail at it no matter what. I mean, I can actually record daily, like for 2 or 3 videos daily, and I actually can reach 50 subs, and at the same time I cannot reach 50 subs. I don't know. But if it would, for example, have something else, for example, I don't know, make 100 videos in the next year, that will be clear. The only thing I need to do is to simply achieve it. But whenever you're just trying like write, for example, make 2 video games, learn Japanese or something else, you need to be even more specific than this, because video games are quite big. And what type of games do you want to do? Do you want to make indie games? Do you want to get AAA games? Or do you want to make like long games or like short games? How much of the games will be actually the game? And even like learn Japanese. What type of Japanese you want to learn? Do you want to learn business Japanese, or do you want to learn Japanese that would help you to understand like anime? Or do you want to learn Japanese that involves kanji and just you would actually read some books in it? That's the type of goals that you need to do. I mean, you need to actually have a somewhat clear goal and just try to make it as clear as possible. Just a quick reminder, those goals that you just wrote down here are just a draft. You know, whenever you just try to set a new goal in the future, don't try to actually go and just write like actionable or even better goals right when you started, because I guess that would be too much hard for you if you just start to pick like something with the hardest one. If you get the point. I mean, just try to first wrote a draft version of a goal. For example, I want to learn how to make games, and then slowly go to the better version of the goal. I want to make a game about like horror Hello Neighbor type of clone that will be 15-minute long. So you would go there eventually by using your draft. So don't think that you're wasting your time by simply writing these types of goals that are just like a draft version of it, because they are actually giving you some kind of a idea, direction on where you will likely to go. Because making 2 video games, at least the idea that you can actually think about them. I mean, you can clearly think about what you would likely to do. And if you just start by trying to make it as clear as possible, it wouldn't be that clear, because your foundation of your goals will be, for example, missed. And it can be actually like somewhat of a goal that would motivate you to do something. And by the way, you can actually try to use your passion, your purpose, and align it if you know your purpose and passion. I know my purpose and passion, but I'm not capable enough to achieve them. So I'm gonna try my best to achieve them. I mean, I'm working on it. I'm achieving something that I'm gonna do. And the last thing that is left and that I didn't wrote, because I'm gonna try to do it in the future, which is I'm gonna try to make an anime, for example, manga, and then I'm gonna try to make a full 12 episode or 24 episode long, for example, anime. Yes, indeed. So let's continue. Let's move on. I wrote down all of my goals, and they're a little bit more clear than there was before. Because right now, let me actually try to read to you. Make 2 games became make the Granny and the Resident Evil 7 clone, and the second game is make a horror game based on catacombs of Paris, or the Savage, something like this. It could be even more clear than that, but right now it is just basic idea. It is still the draft. We need to make it even more clearer and even more lower, as clear as possible, to make it just more actionable for us to achieve. Because even though I've wrote down some of the ideas that I'm gonna try to do, it's still I'm not clear enough about this. Is this gonna be an indie game? Is this gonna be a AAA super video quality, super long video? I don't know. Not the video, I mean the game. But just, you got the point. This game, you need to be even more clearer about what type of game you want to do, of what you want it to achieve, how long it would take, and something like this. So yes, as you can see, it will take 1 year as to do those games, but now I'm gonna tell you something that would even make it easier to you to achieve this super big and vague goal. So the second goal is to learn Japanese, and the first thing I wrote down is to learn N5 vocabulary, if I'm not mistaken, or just like GLPT5, which is something like the lowest or the most basic words from the Japanese, and understand Death Note. And that's what I wrote to myself. Death Note, actually. Yeah, indeed. We need to understand this anime. I do like it. It's one of the most favorite anime that I ever watched. So learn how to draw humans is my third goal, and I made it a little bit clearer for myself to draw stands from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, 10 poses of a stand. For example, stand of what was the name of it? Killer Queen, or the world or someone else like Crazy Diamond or something like this. I really enjoy those characters and I really want to draw them, especially their anatomy, their muscles. There are like a lot of muscles there, and I guess my anatomy, my like knowledge of anatomy would be a lot more greater and would be better for me if I would just try to learn them, because they have a lot of muscles, and I guess I will learn a lot of muscles by just looking at them. Or another like some kind of a like sub goal, which is learn how to draw, like for example One Punch Man or the King from One Punch Man, indeed. Just simply I would like to draw 1 or 2 stands in 10 different poses. That's pretty much it. At least 1 stand in the whole year. So as you can see, they are a lot more clearer than previously, but not clear enough. We would make it even more clearer a little bit later, not right now. I mean, you get the point about how to make them clearer and even more clearer just to get to the like course of it, what you really need to do. But now at least, I mean, 5 out of 6 goals are clear enough for me to do something, except maybe how to make games, because they're not like super clear and I need to be clear about what I really want to do. And of course we need to know what kind of videos I'm gonna do and what type of videos. And because of the fact that I said I'm gonna make self-help videos and the videos for my next channel, for my other channel, I kind of know idea about what I'm gonna record, so that's pretty much enough, I would say. Because if I would just say myself I need to record videos, I'll be stuck, because what to record, I don't know what to record, when to record, whatever. Just 2 video a week and that's pretty much it. I will try to reach this like goal. As we just broke down those bigger goals, just some WAG goals, we would actually try to break down those goals that you've just set out for yourself to even lower one. And we're gonna use the principle of 25% rule, or just the idea of 25% rule. I've learned this idea from Dr. K about like goal settings and something like this. If you want to check it out, this video, and I hope this actually you can see it. So yeah, check out this video. It is actually pretty good. It just simply explains how to set goals mostly, and watch Andrew Huberman's video about setting goals. These are mostly all of the knowledge that I have just from those 2 topics, and like my personal like opinion, my personal stuff from other sources. So 25% rule is the rule that you would just take your goal, which is, for example, make the Granny or Resident Evil 7 clone, and you're gonna break it to 50%. So for example, make the half of a game, and take even lower than this. Take the 50% of what you've already done. So that's pretty much means 25%. For example, whole game, 50% of the game, 25% of the game. And you need to clarify to yourself what is those 25% of a game. Right now, if you just do this and you just simply clarify to yourself that, for example, in order to learn Japanese to N5 level, what do you need to do? Instead of setting yourself a goal to learn 800 words, set yourself a goal to learn half of it, which is 400, and then half of that, which is 200. So now you have a clear and easier goal to start with, because it's not so long in the future, because you just now need to focus on 200, like 200 words you will need to learn, and that will be a lot more easier. That will be a lot more manageable. And if you would hit that goal, that little, I would say, hit stone, goal stone, whatever, I don't exactly remember. Just simply, if you just hit this little goal, you will be 25% already like done with your goal, and then you can move on to 50%, then you can move on to 75%, then you can move on to 100%. By the way, whenever you're just trying to set your goals, just don't think about where you need to go. Mostly think about where you are right now. What is your baseline? Because mostly whenever you hit the goal, for example, whenever you say to yourself, I need to learn 200 words, you are thinking right now that you are at minus 200 baseline, which means you are right now have a depth, and you need to really just learn a lot, to actually like hit the goal. Because if you wouldn't hit your goal, for example, if your goal is 200 and you just learn 199 words, you are a failure because your goal was here and you stopped right here. Isn't that a failure? Of course it is. So you need to actually try to change your identity, your mindset about your goals. For example, even if you have the goal of 200 words, you need to lower your baseline. Baseline is simply like the idea of how much you can do right now, where you are right now, and how much you can achieve right now. For example, I didn't learn any words at all. Like I don't know Japanese at all, except maybe konnichiwa and like some of the hiragana, katakana, like alphabet, a little bit. I know something about it. So in order to actually achieve it, so my baseline is what is the most logical and the most like what is logical stuff I can do in order to actually move on. Or I would just try to use like Jordan Peterson method. What is 10% of my things that I can do right now in order to actually learn some words? Well, 10% of it, I guess it would be better for me to just learn at least 5 words on a daily basis. I guess that would be good enough. I wouldn't be too overwhelmed by it. Even though 5 feels like too much because I didn't learn a lot of words in Japanese, and that just feels it's gonna be hard. I don't know. Because I know that Japanese have the kanji, and every word has its own kanji. And that's because that's why it feels like a little bit harder for me. Because 5 words just feels too much. But so I guess it would be a little bit better for me if I would just learn 2 words on a daily basis. I guess I can actually hit my 200 words goal. And yeah, that's the goal that we're gonna stick with it. Let me actually just try to write down every other 200 goals. I mean, every other 25% goal of the goals that I wrote down. And then just try to learn where is my baseline. I'm gonna hit my baseline on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, and on a monthly basis. That's how you're gonna actually do your goals. So I'll come back when I'll just write it down, and yeah. So while recording those goals and just rewriting them on my bigger just notebook, to just have some more spaces and just have it rewrite them somewhere in here. I hope you can see them. If you cannot, doesn't matter. I would just those exact goals. I just realized that we have now too many goals. I mean, 12 goals. I don't think that I would ever like hit them, and they are not exactly like I mean, most of them are similar. I mean, one goal, I have 6 goals, and as you can see, I have 2 goals per one goal or something like that. So this is all the sub goals to like all my main goals. But as you remember, those goals that I wrote down, those 6 goals, was actually a draft, and now we have the real goals, which is those 12 goals. And now what I need to do is to understand which one of them is really important to me and which are not. I need to pick only a max 5 or 6 at maximum, and that's it. I recommend you to hit even lower goals, but for me, I just like to have a lot of goals. And not exactly like that much, 12 goals, it is super much. So instead of doing like 12 goals, I need to do at least, for a half a year, I'm gonna do like 6 of them, and I'm gonna avoid like half of it too. So I made like 6 goals out of 12 goals, and I really needed to cut some of the goals that are not as relevant to me as possible, even though most of them are just I really needed to get rid of the goals that was important to me, but because of the fact that something was a little bit more important, I guess it would be better for me to if I will just spend some time on achieving this first, instead of just trying to achieve everything and not achieving at all. So yeah, my goals are that I've picked is make a game about catacombs and learn N5 vocabulary, draw a character from One Punch Man in 10 poses, learn how to play Bandit Radio, record at least one weekly video on my second channel, which is right now my priority is to popularize my second channel instead of this channel, because even though self-improvement is indeed like pretty much good topic to talk about, but it's not my, it's not something that I really like to do. Mostly just self-improvement is not as interesting to me as, for example, making games, or just learning about how to make games, or talking about games, or just something like this. Indeed, I'm gonna make it my priority for this year, and I'll see can I actually achieve something only by focusing on the next channel. Even though I'm focusing on my priority is second channel, I'm still gonna actually like do the things on this channel. I'm still gonna record somewhat like maybe monthly videos about like productivity, about the things that I've learned, and about the things that I really do enjoy in my free time. But mostly the whole day would be spent on those 6 topics, on those 6 goals. So yeah, make an auto clicker on Python, I guess it is, yes, one of the things that I do enjoy, and I need to actually learn it somewhere in the future. So yeah, that's my goals. Now, as I said, we need to break them down into 20. We need to use 25% rule, and yeah, pretty much it. And then we would actually like create a schedule on which day we would do the one thing, and on which day we would do the other thing, and at which baseline we are right now, in order to actually just accomplish something that I've said I'm gonna accomplish. That's, I guess, would be better. I mean, if I know where exactly I am right now, it would be better for me to improve on a steply basis, because I know where is my level. If you have no idea about your level in a game, I don't think you would actually just would be so comfortable and confident in order, confident in yourself when you would go and just rush and raid a boss, for example. Indeed, so like if the boss will be level 200 and you have no idea on which level you are, I don't think that you will be actually so confident enough about yourself, and you would actually fail a lot if your level is a lot lower than 200. And right now, if I'll understand what is my baseline, according to my baseline, I can actually move on a daily basis, on a step-by-step basis, in order to achieve 25% of my goal. And that will be a big accomplishment. If I will achieve only 25% of the goal in the next year, I'll do my best to achieve 50%, then the next 50%, or not. So right now, my idea is not to do something for a whole year just to 25%, no. But mostly it is the whole idea is to accomplish at least 25% for the next year up until 2025. But if I can achieve the whole thing in just a year, that would be a lot more greater. But right now, 25% of everything, and I'll see can I actually do it or not. So I wrote down a 25% rule goals and make a game about catacombs. Initially, it didn't had any time how much long it would be, but now I said to myself that the whole game would be 2 hour long, at least 2 hour long, the whole game. But now the 50% of 2 hours is just 1 hour, and half an hour is just 30 minutes. So my goal is to make a 30-minute long game, which should be full and should be based on this. I mean, I can make 30 minutes long game. At least I hope so. It is a lot of work to do still. It's not like 2 hours indeed. For 2 hours that it will be just an infinite amount of time I need to put on. But 30 minutes, I guess I can handle it in just a year. So we would actually need to learn it. So next goal is learn vocabulary for Japanese, 800 words. Half of 800 is 400, and half of 400 is 200 words. So 200 words for the next year. And if I can accomplish it easier, well, that would be better. I mean, faster, I'll move on to the next goal. But actually, right now, it is my prior goal. So the third goal is draw a character from One Punch Man, and it is pretty hot topic to talk about because a character is not based only from like anatomy, but my real problem right now is anatomy, so I'm gonna focus on anatomy. I mean, we need to learn about how to close work, how shading, how to color, how to pose stuff. That is really important stuff to learn. But for me personally, half of the work is learn advanced anatomy, and half of that work is learn basic anatomy. If I can draw anatomy of a human being, I guess I would be super proud of myself, because right now it is like one of the hardest thing I can. I'm struggling to starting to draw it, and I need to actually learn how to draw at least anatomy. If I can learn basic anatomy of just a human being, I guess I will be super proud of myself, and I can actually be super accomplished. So yeah, learn Bandit Radio. The whole song is, if I'm not mistaken, 2 minutes long. So I need to like learn 1/4 of the whole song, 1/4 of the song, and that's just, I mean, that's easy, and I don't think that would be hard. So the fifth goal for me was to record weekly videos for Z. And because of the fact that this goal was actually not a goal itself, it was an action to simply record something for a weekly basis, I couldn't apply 25% rule. I mean, just imagine, in a week, what I need to do is just simply half of one video, just half a video, and just 1/4 of a video I need to make on a weekly basis, which is dumb. So I just tried, I mean, that's dumb for me to have. And why would I actually just do it? So instead of, I'm gonna come back to this actionable goal at the end, but now what I need to do is to at least know what is my bigger goals are that I can actually accomplish, because actionable goals are much better than just goals. But for me, this is the direction that I need to know, and if I have the direction where I want to go, which is, for example, record 48 videos for my second channel. So half of 48 is 24, and half of 24 is 12 videos for a year for my next channel. If I know exactly how much videos I need to record, that would be a lot more easier to plan things out, to have an actionable goal towards my goal itself. I mean, goal is to record 48 videos, so in order to achieve it, I need to record weekly videos, isn't it? Just one video per week. But because my goal is to record 12 videos, and I'm just focusing on 12 videos for the next year, actually, it would take me, that would take a lot more easier. So I guess I'm gonna actually cut the whole timeline for not a year, but half a year, and then half a year of that, which means not 12 months but 6 months, but 3 months. In the next 3 months, I'm gonna try to accomplish those, stuff, probably, because why don't we just try to use 25% rule everywhere? So yeah, for the next 3 months, I'm gonna try to accomplish everything that I wrote down here. And yeah, indeed, the sixth goal was to make an auto clicker. It is indeed not exactly like a goal that I know what to actually cut out there, but mostly what I wrote down here is just auto clicker, you need to learn how to program it in Python itself, and then use it to the program that you want to use it. So I guess that would be 50% of the work will be just if I'll learn how to just program it in Python itself without connecting to some other programs, because I think connecting it to the other program would take me like half a job, maybe, because I never did this. But right now my planning is that it will take me 50%. Making a program in Python will take me even 50%, and 25% of it will actually take me to understand how auto clicker works and some logic behind it. So before learning how to code it, I would actually need to understand how auto clicker works. So yes, now we would create, based on these goals, we would actually create some actionable goals, the action that I can take on a daily basis in order to achieve it, or on a weekly basis, maybe. So yes, I'm gonna do it myself without recording this, because I'm pretty much tired about recording everything. Maybe I'll record, maybe, because everything will change. I don't have exact plans about it. Today I recorded it is the second video for today, actually the third video. So check out my Telegram, and there is some like special videos. So I don't know exactly what I actually record the process that I'm doing them, because that will take me a long time to write an actionable goals, then write a plan on where I'm gonna do them, on which time I'm gonna do them. But that's pretty much it. Thanks a lot for watching. If I'm not gonna add at the end, so see if there is some addable like stuff, which and that, so simply continue and just completely forget what I'm saying. If not, just not. So yeah, thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you in the next video and on my other channel if I'm not gonna forget about this whole plan. So bye. So I decided to continue, and I wrote down daily actionable goals that are pretty much, if I will say to you, you would think that I am like a child or something like this. But actually, this is the thing that you need to do first. Because imagine you, as the person, like imagine you want to work out and you never been into the gym. I mean, you never go to the gym and you never hit any workout. So is it logical for you to work out for an hour on a daily basis? I guess it's not. I guess it would be, I mean, harmful to you. I don't think that you can actually work for an hour right when you just started. I mean, you never worked out before, and now you're just working out every day for 1 hour. I guess that will be stupid, and no one actually will do this. So instead, we need to lower our goals to something like, doing 10 push-ups, for example, once a week or twice a week or something like this, something that you can actually achieve. And now my daily goals are, which is watch 10 videos like the course for how to make games, and then the 1.5 goal is work on my game for 15 minutes. Previously, I never worked on my games actually, so I mean, I really wanted to work, but I guess I just not build some work ethic, so I'm gonna just try to work at least for 15 minutes on my game on a daily basis. I'm gonna hope that I can do this. So I'm gonna learn 3 Japanese words on a daily basis. It feels dumb, it seems dumb, but don't worry, this is how you actually need to start. You need to start as slow, as small as possible, and slowly, gradually, like once every week, just try to tweak your options, tweak your daily, your weekly. Just if you get confident with like 3 words, you can get a little bit more than like 3 words. For example, 4 words, then 5 words, then 6 words, and so on. And then eventually you can see that you actually learning 100 words on a daily basis, which is completely dumb and completely like impossible, at least for me right now. But if I'll continue like this at the end of this year, I guess I'll actually hit my goals. So yeah, draw for 5 minutes. For some reason, I really feel like so hard. I mean, it feels super hard for me to draw, especially anatomy for me. So I'm gonna draw only for 5 minutes and watch only one video about like anatomy on a daily basis. Doesn't matter which video, just gonna watch one video. Then I'm gonna play accordion for 10 minutes on a daily basis. I guess just like 10 minutes is still like too much, but I'm gonna do my best to learn it and to play accordion for 10 minutes straight on a daily basis. Record 1 video weekly, which is not a daily action, because I don't know exactly how to put this on a daily action. I guess I need to break it, the whole like video even further, and write, for example, do this and do that on this day. But for this thing, we need a schedule, or we need a calendar to actually know what I'm gonna do at this exact day. But mostly this is the actions I needed to take. And record a video, which is simply like, I don't know how to put it here, so I'm gonna try to schedule it and try to actually do it. So yeah, learn Python for 15 minutes. I guess that will be enough for me, at least for 15 minutes. And yep, so I guess we are done with it. So thanks a lot for watching. I'm gonna schedule everything out, how to schedule videos. I mean, will I actually continue? Maybe. So let me actually try. Well, after a dinner break, just a lunch break, I would say, I decided to not schedule my stuff. But if you like to, I'm just simply gonna briefly explain to you what do you actually need to do in order to schedule something. But mostly I'm not gonna use schedules, time management schedules, only because it just feels too hard for me and it feels like a lot of pressure for my brain type. I'm gonna record a video about brain types or motivational styles if you're interested in it. But mostly for me, it is much more better to have a task management system instead of like time management system. So time management system is simply the schedule of where and when you would do things that you said you're gonna do. And for me, because of the fact that my motivation is simply like somewhat not stable at all, I have no idea about when I'm gonna do this or when I'm gonna do that. But basically I'm gonna try to hit this goal on a daily basis, which means I'm gonna try to do 6 goals on a daily basis without any problems, maybe. So first thing first, for the next week I'm gonna try to do at least 3 goals per day, because it seems dumb for me if I'll just do all the things stuff at the same time, because I never did this previously and I think I would actually fail to do them. So for me, minimum is to do at least 3 things per day, but ideally all of the six of course. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, in the schedule, in order to schedule something, first thing first, what do you need to do? You need to actually start from when you would like to wake up. And if you want to actually learn about scheduling, go check out this Hamza's video about how to schedule something. Like, scheduling is the most important stuff that you can do if you like time pressure, time management system. That will actually help you a lot, but not for me. I'm not gonna try it. The only thing I'm gonna do is to simply explain to you that, well, basically, what do you need to do? You need to start from the time about when you would likely to go to sleep and when you would likely to wake up. For example, start with I wake up at 6 a.m. and then gonna go to sleep at, for example, 9 p.m. or something like this. And then in between, you just have some of the goals that you have. I mean, some of the things that you do. For example, morning routine, then exercise, then if I will took my own stuff, which is drawing, then music, then record a video, then do something else, something like this on a daily basis. Well, for me, it does feel like I'm like a robot. If you want to have to build a routine and to actually become to improve yourself 100, to speed up your workflow 100 times, because robots do work better and they do work faster. And if you have some kind of a routine for yourself, you actually work 10 times or 100 times better, because the only thing you need to do is simply do the things that you said you're gonna do, as exactly as in the army, for example. But for me, I'm not gonna try to use it. Maybe somewhere in the future I'll change my mind, but now I'm gonna try to use task management systems, which is simply I have those six daily actions, and within those actions, I'm gonna daily write down, for example, what I specifically want to do. For example, tomorrow I'm gonna watch 10 videos, and specifically I will write down the names of these videos, and 15 minutes I need to work on my game. For example, in this 15 minutes, I'm gonna specifically, for example, write some script, or I'm gonna try to, build up some maps, or just write a game document or something like this. And if I'm gonna learn 3 words, specifically which words I'm gonna learn. For example, I'm gonna learn this word, aoi word, I don't know, just konnichiwa word or something like this. I'm gonna specifically write down the things that I really need to accomplish, and by using my motivational style and simply my brain type, I'm gonna learn them whenever I feel like doing them and whenever I think I can actually mostly accomplish them. So I guess that would be a lot more better and a lot more manageable, at least for me. Right now, I cannot handle a super routine. I want to from wake up at 6 a.m., go to sleep at 9 p.m. It is super hard for me to do so much stuff in one day. It just will be too much, I guess. It just will be 100% too much. So yeah, maybe somewhere in the future, but not right now. So thanks a lot for watching. I'm basically done with this video. I hope so. The only thing that is left is to edit this stuff, and yep, see you in the next video. Bye.